Shemai, Yasha'Allah, Yahawah, Allah Yahawah, Achad. Shalom, Yasharallah, peace, Israel. KAL HALAYAM LA YAHAWAH, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI, Bahasham, RAWCHAA QADASH. All praises to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, RAWCHAA QADASH. Double honor to our apostles and elders, GreatMillStone. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom. Shalom, shalom. I hope that all you brothers are doing well. You and your families, holding it down in the spirit. We almost home, okay? All the work that you're putting in, fighting for your belief, fighting for this faith, it's all going to pay off in the end, all right? It's the end, all right? So, and to prove it's the end, Esau had his time. He had his time, okay, and he had the longest reign out of all of the heathen. So now we're at the end of his time. We speak about the end of the world. Really, it's the end of Esau's time, the end of his world, the end of his age, all right? He had the longest duration out of all the heathen, all right? And this is the last rulership of the heathen, okay? So what we're going to do is examine some things to prove that Esau, he's indeed about to pay. All right? He's about to pay beyond belief, man. Okay, these devils are about to get recompense beyond measure. All right, because what they did was beyond measure. They passed certain boundaries that are not supposed to be passed, man. They took it too far. So what we're going to do is show some crimes of this one particular Edomite. Okay, and you know him by the name of Christopher Columbus. All right, now we're going to get a scripture. We're going to start off with this, and it's going to set the tone for this lesson. Okay, let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 20, and verse 7. Now keep in mind, everything that happens on the planet Earth is all prophecy. Okay? So we're going to read this prophecy right here. Revelation chapter 20, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Right. Now I'm going to show you something real quick. Let me get this book. All right, bear with me. Okay? Now, I have this book here. It's called Nation Knows No Color Line by J.A. Rogers, which I featured this book in one of the last live shows that I did, okay? Now, when you read this book, this goes to the period of time when the Israelites were ruling Europe, okay? During what they call the Dark Ages or the Middle Ages, the Byzantine Empire, etc. We ruled Europe, okay? So, hey, man, this is beautiful, man, because I didn't even, think I was going to bring this book out. But let me just show something for scripture's sake, okay? This is all for scripture's sake. I'm not doing it just to do it. It's for prophecy's sake. Now, there were Negro coats of arms all throughout Europe, okay? So, scripture said, when the 1,000 years are expired, meaning when it was time for us to go down in Europe. Okay? Basically, Esau, the Edomites, these so-called white people, came out of those damn caves. They came out of the Caucasus Mountains, all right, and came out of certain other dwelling places throughout Europe, and they began to take control, all right? But see, it was a process. They didn't do it overnight. They began by intermarrying with us. We would intermarry with them. So, these Edomites started moving up, so to speak. And, the Most High hit us with the bubonic plague, throughout Europe. So the Most High cut down our numbers. And ultimately, it was for prophecy to be fulfilled. Esau had a set time when he was going to begin to rule and when he was going to end. All right. See, our time expired, which is why we went down. That's why we went into slavery, which the slave trade actually began around the late 1400s, early 1500s, if you want to be technical. And we're going to get into all that. See, you know, people, when they think about the slave trade, they only think about what happened to so-called Negroes during the 1600s and 1700s and 1800s. But see, the slave trade actually began technically in the 1500s. All right? By way of the Portuguese, by way of the Spanish. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into this character by the name of Cristobal Colon. And you call him Christopher Columbus, but let's examine his name. All right? His name, his real name, Cristobal Colon. That means Christ-bearing conqueror. So he came over to the Western Hemisphere, came over to what they call the New World, which this side of the world, it wasn't new. It was not new. It's just that Esau, they called it the New World because they were beginning to establish their New World Order. All right? By enslaving the Israelites, beginning with the Northern Kingdom. All right? Who you call Indios. You know? Which they would call them Indians. But really that was a cover-up. They knew that they were the Israelites. See, Cristobal Colon and the men that were with them, they knew that they didn't come to damn India. You know, that's the lie that they tell you. That they were journeying to India. That they went through the Bering Strait. All right? Passed over Asia. You know, they was looking for India, but passed over Asia and somehow came to the Americas. That's a goddamn lie. They knew exactly where they was coming to. Okay? They read 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. But read the scripture again, okay? Because I want to stay as precise as possible, okay? Through the Spirit. Revelation chapter 20, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, okay? These 1,000 years began to be expired, okay? In the late 1400s. You know? Now Esau, he started moving up really in like the late 1300s. You know, but see, when that set moment was fulfilled that he was really going to do it, that was the late 1400s, early 1500s. Okay? 1492. You know, beginning with the Spanish conquest, all right? So when 1,000 years of our people ruling was expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Now, who is Satan or the adversary? Satan is Esau, so-called white man. You know? Esau, Edom. They're the adversary. They're the enemy. The word adversary is another word for enemy or opponent. They are our opponent. You know? Our arch nemesis. You know? The devil, to be exact. That's exactly who they are. They're the devil. Okay? And the word devil means deceiver. And what did they do? Now remember, his name is Cristobal Colon, Christ-bearing conqueror. All right? He came over here to the Western Hemisphere to give our people that plantation Christianity. He deceived our people. You know, the people that you call Indians, you know, he was calling them Tainos, which means good people, you know, and calling them by different names, you know, Indians. Once again, they knew that they didn't go to some goddamn India, all right? They knew that they were coming over here to the West to meet the Israelites and to conquer them. Basically, Esau knew that it was his time to rule. That's why they called it manifest destiny. You know? Manifest destiny. Why do they call it that? You know? Or destiny is being manifested. Basically, you know, fate. All right? Their purpose. You see? Proving there's no such thing as free will. Everyone's going to play the role that the Most High set for them to play. All right? It was time for Esau to come into power. You know? So reading on, verse 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations. Once again, the word devil means deceiver. So they went out to deceive the nations by way of plantation Christianity. All right? So that's all I need on that. Now, We're going to get as much information as we can, you know. So like I got a lot of papers with me. So bear with me. You know, actually, I want to get this first. Okay. Now, remember, the topic at hand is crimes of Columbus. Crimes of Columbus, the slave trade, the beginning of the slave trade. Okay? Because it started with, you know, Columbus and his men. Okay? So the slave trade, the beginning of the slave trade, and the massacre of the Israelites. You know? Just to name a few of his crimes. Okay? But see, we're mainly concerned with what Esau did to us. And you devils got to pay. See, at the end of the day, this is who you're going to have to answer to. You know? This is who you're going to have to answer to for your crimes. Okay? You're going to pay, man. The Lord is coming for blood because of what you did to his people. All right? So, like I said, we're about to get into it. And Lord willing, this is going to be edifying. All right? So, the first piece of information that we're going to deal with is the slave trade. All right? Now, I'm going to bring out as many books and as much information, as many documents as I can to prove to you that the slave trade did not start with so-called Negroes. All right, to put it in Israelite terms, the slave trade did not start with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The slave trade did not start with the southern kingdom of Israel. The slave trade started with the northern kingdom of Israel. Okay? And also dealing with the word Indian, actually, you know, it's really a corrupted form of saying Indios, because you got you know, the Spanish, right? You know, really it's not Indian. See, the Spaniards, they was calling our people Indios. Indios, which in meaning within, all right, and Dios meaning God. You know, so in God, basically, they were calling our people the children of God. You know, the people of God. You know, they knew that we were the Israelites. They knew that. You better believe Columbus knew it, or Cristobal Colon. All right. Now, check this out, man. We're gonna go to this document right here, and man, I have a lot, so bear with me. Baba Bashar, bear with me. This is a document I printed out in like 2013, if I'm not mistaken. It's been some years ago, all right? But basically, you know, when I printed this out, showing you Esau wants everything hidden, when I printed this out on a computer at the library, they didn't give me the page number, they didn't give me the name of the website, and as a matter of fact, not too long after I printed this out, I could never find it again. I could never get this information back. But I have other information that links together with this information. But as far as on the internet, I was never able to find this again. Okay? Now I'm going to read this for you. And it's pretty quick, you know. So, you know, for process of time, you don't got to worry about it being long and drawn out. Okay? So I'm going to read the top for you. And then I'm going to jump down. Okay? I'm going to start up here. And then I'm going to jump down. All right? To around this section, where it gets into the slave trade, okay? The beginning. Which once again, the slave trade did not begin with the southern kingdom of Israel. It did not begin with so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians. The slave trade began with the so-called Indian tribes, okay? With the indigenous peoples of the Americas, which are Israelites too. Okay? We're the same people, just that they're the northern kingdom. Which it makes sense the Lord did it that way, because even going back to the ancient world, the northern kingdom went into captivity first by way of the Assyrian Empire. You know? Then not too long after that, you know, the southern kingdom followed after. We went into that Babylonian captivity. You know? But basically, you know, it was pretty much under the same people, you know, but just different time periods. Same thing happened here in the Americas. Okay, it happened to the northern kingdom first, and then it happened to the southern kingdom. So let's get into it. All right, we're going to read from this document, and I wish I could give you a link to it, but Esau didn't even give me a damn link, you know. So you do your research, you're going to find the same information. Now it says, on November 3rd, 1493, Columbus sighted a rugged island that he named Dominica. On the same day, he landed at Marie Galante, which this is going into his second voyage. All right, his second voyage. He landed at Marie Galante, which he named Santa Maria la Galante. After sailing past Les Santos, Todos los Santos, he arrived at Guadalupe, Santa Maria de Guadalupe, which he explored between November 4th and November 10th, 1493. Now, basically, they're letting you know that he pretty much arrived, you know, earlier in the Bahamas. You know, he arrived in the Bahamas first. Now, this is going to his second voyage, all right? But this is going to how he was in the Bahamas or the West Indies, okay? And who inhabited those islands at the time? The Northern Kingdom, all right? Now, you know, I mean, I wish I can give y'all a link, man. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Now, I'm going to jump down to the third paragraph. That's really the point. And I'm going to show it on camera, you know. All right, so let's get to it. All right, it says, before he left Spain for his second voyage, he had been directed by Ferdinand and Isabella, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, to maintain friendly, even loving relations with the natives. However, during his second voyage, he sent a letter to the monarchs proposing to enslave some of the native peoples. So he wanted to enslave our people, man. But you just celebrated this nigga yesterday. You know, I know it's late. You know what I'm saying? Now, I anticipated to do this video earlier, you know, but Spirit got me doing it now. Okay? But pretty much, you know, yesterday was so-called Columbus Day, man. You're celebrating a fucking murderer. All right? Showing you, man, this society is all about promoting the enslavement and the eradication of the Israelites. That's what this society is all about, okay? That's what this shit is all about. You know? The worship of Satan behind the guise of Jesus Christ and God. And, you know, enslaving our people and murdering our people. That's what Esau's system all about. You know? You better get ready to celebrate. Well, some of y'all gonna celebrate Halloween, but you better get ready to celebrate Thanksgiving. You call it Thanksgiving. You know, so you celebrate the massacre of the tribe of Gad. Then you're gonna turn around and celebrate Black Friday, which is going into the enslavement of the Southern Kingdom. All right. Basically, you know, you're getting slaves on sale, you know, for a good discount. That's what Black Friday go back to. Black Friday, you know, getting you some so-called Negro slaves, all right? Getting you some strong Israelites to work for you, all right? You're going to celebrate that BS, then turn around and celebrate Christmas, you know, which represents Xing out the Messiah, okay? So all Esau cares about is the enslavement of us, the murder of us, and the murder of our Lord, man. This nigga Esau, he's against everything that we stand for, man. The point is, though, he was proposing to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella to enslave us. You know, they were talking about maintaining a friendly relationship with us, you know, but he didn't give a damn. All right, but let's keep reading. Let's read on. Now we say specifically the Caribs, which the Caribs, these are Israelites from the Northern Kingdom, but they were more rough, you know, they were more on edge. You know what I'm saying? Which Jake was being wicked back then. We don't justify our behavior. Jake was into idol worship. Jake was doing all type of different things, man. Wicked sacrifices, human sacrifices, worshiping the sun, the moon, different earth gods. You know, so we don't justify our behavior, you know. But at the same time, they didn't give Esau the right to do what he did to us. Anyway, let's read on. On the grounds of their monarchs proposing to enslave some of the native peoples. Salaki, I read that wrong, but let me read it again anyway. However, during his second voyage, he sent a letter to the monarchs proposing to enslave some of the native peoples, specifically the Caribs, on the grounds of their aggressiveness. Like I said, the Caribs, they're more on the rough side. Okay? Meanwhile, you have the Tainos, they're more peaceable. Which, you know, Jacob's peaceable anyway. And even if Jacob was warring with each other, they still was all pretty much friendly with Esau. However, it seemed as if he had other intentions, as he previously had used Taino slaves for prostitution. So this man, like it says about what he did to the southern kingdom, he did that to the northern kingdom first. You know? Pretty much making a girl a harlot. Well, you know, it says giving a boy for a harlot. That was going into the slave trade. You know? Pretty much you selling a little boy off, you know, for a wench. What they was calling our women wenches. You know? So you would sell a little boy for a little girl. But see, Esau, really, he was all twisted. Now, they would get our women, specifically little girls. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these little girls they would get, they wouldn't even have reached puberty yet, but Esau still wanted them. So they would get them, but see, they would also get our little boys. See, Esau mainly wanted the little boys, all right? So when they speak about prostitution, yeah, they got the little girls, all right? But see, they got them boys, man. See, Esau, he didn't really care for the girls. Okay, Esau was a sodomite by nature, man. You know, when they saw the so-called Indians, when they saw these Israelites, in particular when they was looking at the men, they was looking at how their bodies was all, you know, glistening and looking at their hair. And Esau's sick. Matter of fact, I was listening to Coast, man, showing you the nature of this people. These people are sick, man. I was listening to Coast, all right, with George Norrie, but they had another host, you know, on the show, and the topic was werewolves and Bigfoot. And you had this one Edomite, man. This one Edomite, I want to say he was talking about you know, werewolves. He was talking about werewolves, and he said how he had encountered one. He said he had saw a damn werewolf, and instead of this fucking Edomite running for his life, because naturally you would want to run away if you see a werewolf, right? Instead of this dude running for his life, this nigga, Esau, he said, well, he had the most beautiful hair. And he's speaking about a damn werewolf, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna be thinking about that shit. Like, who thinks of that, man? Look at this damn werewolf. We had the most beautiful hair. Bro, Esau was sick, man. So when they was looking at, you know, the men of our people, you know, how Jake was all muscular and, you know, toned. You know what I'm saying? See, they wouldn't look at the women, and our women, they were fine as hell, man. Especially back then. You talking about Northern Kingdom women look good now. You know what I'm saying? But back then, shit, man, they look good. They look damn good, man. But see, Esau didn't want them. Esau, now, he got the actual little girls that didn't hit puberty yet. He got them, but see, he mainly wanted those boys. All right? But let's keep reading. The topic is the slave trade. All right? I don't mean to be all over the place, but you know, that's how the spirit is. Okay, so reading on. It says, we'll read this again. However, it seemed as if he had other intentions, as he previously had used Taino slaves for prostitution. You see that? Although his petition was refused by the crown in February 1495, Columbus took 1,600 Arawak, a different tribe who were hunted by the Carib, as slaves. Let me read this without, you know, the parentheses of what they have written. Although his petition was refused by the crown In February 1495, okay, it says Columbus took 1,600 Arawak as slaves. So let me get that on camera for you, man. All right, Lord will, you can see it. I'll get it as close as I can. All right, you see that? Pretty much what I have, you know, in the parentheses. You know, you see the orange highlighter marks. So in between there. So basically, I mean, Esau went all in, man. They went all in, and a lot of information they have covered up. And this is only what we know. Now, see, the number more than likely was a lot larger than this. You know, and this is just one period of time. You better believe they was taking several trips back to Spain and taking a lot of our people. All right, by the thousands. But they don't tell you that. Now, this is information that we have access to. Imagine what we don't know. All right, but I'll read it again one more time. Anyway, all right. In February 1495, Columbus took 1,600 Arawak as slaves. Now, the Arawak are the Taino. Now, they call them by different names, okay? You know, so you got Ephraim, you got Simeon, because see, they will all call themselves Arawak or Taino. So you got Ephraim, you have Simeon, you got Manasseh, okay? Mainly those three tribes, okay? Will call themselves Arawak or Taino. Which I'm going to say this, though. They would call themselves Arawak. Mainly Esau called them Taino. You know, but see, they would call themselves by different names. Esau was calling them Taino. They weren't calling themselves that, okay? They would call themselves by different names. And also dealing with the name Arawak, I went into this long before, you know, some years back, man. The name Arawak is an actual Hebrew word. You know, the word is Araka or Arawaka, which means meal eater or eater of meal. Okay? That's exactly what it means. Okay, but that's a Hebrew word. So they knew who they were, man. Okay? They knew exactly who they were. And when you look it up, it's going to tell you that. It will tell you that. Now it says, he shipped 560 of them as slaves to Spain. Check that out. Get that on camera, man. $560 of them. He shipped 560 of them as slaves to Spain. Okay? To Spain specifically. All right? So you got a lot of Ephraim, you have a lot of Simeon, and you got a lot of Manasseh over there in Spain right now. Okay? Them different people you see over there, you know, whether they are, you know, doing certain Spanish dances, you know, out there, you know, playing soccer, what they call football, you know, whatever it is Jake doing over there, man. A lot of them, well, they're Jake. They're Israelites, man. You know, so we're scattered everywhere. You got a lot of Israelites over there in Spain and in Portugal. Okay? Crimes of Columbus. This is the beginning of the slave trade right here. Okay? He said he did that in 1495. So that's before the 1500s. That's before the 1500s. Now, I'm going to say this, dealing with the Southern Kingdom, which we're going to get into that too. All right? More so we're talking about the Northern Kingdom, the crimes that happened to them. But dealing with the Southern Kingdom, the slave trade technically started with them in the early 1500s. You know, different so-called Negro slaves, you know, so-called Moors coming from different parts of Europe to the Americas, you know, coming from Portugal to the Americas, okay? But the bulk of them started coming over here in the 1600s, all right? Yeah, man. This is a beautiful thing, man. It's not beautiful that we were enslaved, but it's beautiful that this information is coming out because this is proof that Esau is going down. See, when most people talk about the slave trade, they automatically only think about the Southern Kingdom. You think about so-called Negroes. Well, guess what? When you think about Deuteronomy 28:68, it does say how the Lord will bring Israel into Egypt again with ships. And that prophecy is mainly, revolving around the southern kingdom, because the Lord brought us, to America on slave ships. But see, the Lord didn't bring the northern kingdom into slavery on slave ships to the Americas, because they were already over here. But instead, you have what is called the reverse slave trade. All right? The slave trade technically started with the northern kingdom, but they began to get shipped to the east. And I'm reading it right here. They got shipped to Europe, man. In particular, Spain and Portugal, and mainly Spain. All right? And we're going to pay all you motherfuckers back, too. You better believe it, man. And actually, I can't wait. All right? Man, I can't fucking wait, man. I'm going to relish that moment, man. And you notice something, man. These different Edomites that live in these fruitful places, the high places of the earth, the best parts of the earth, a lot of these Edomites in Spain, man. Hey, man, they're the most pompous devils you could ever encounter, man. The most proud fucking Edomites you could ever come across, man. If you ever meet one. Okay? Hey, the proof is, just like you got Edomites over there in England, those are the most proud to encounter. Because they look at the different Israelites over here in America that speak English. Like, look at these niggas. Look at the English that they speak. They don't even speak proper English, Same thing with these Spanish devils over there in Spain. When you think about how they view the northern kingdom over here in Mexico, Central America, South America, or what they call Latin America, they looking at them like Spanish-speaking niggas. But you know what? Y'all about to be the nigga, man. So we're going to keep reading, okay? But to show it one more time, all right? Because, scripture say prove all things. And normally when I do these videos, I do a camera recording, but see, I had too much data on my phone taken up. I don't have enough storage, so I got to do it like this in a live show. All right? But he took 1,600 of our people as slaves. All right? Now, they say he took 560 to Spain, but the number was much larger than that. And this number is much larger than what it is. But this is what they tell us. Okay? Now, we're going to keep reading, man. All right? He shipped 560 of them as slaves to Spain. 200 died en route. And we don't even know if that's true or not. Because all of them could have made it, man. All of them could have made it to Spain. All right? But Esau said 200 of them died en route. And I will say it's possible. Because when you think about, when they brought the southern kingdom over here to the Americas, we died in what was called the Middle Passage. So 200, so-called RAWCHAA could have died going back to Spain or going to Spain, which once again, they made several trips. Okay? Hey, them people you see over there in Spain, man, it's all good at that damn soccer. Most of them are Jake, man. In particular of the northern kingdom. Okay? Whether they're, once again, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, or even Issachar. You know what I'm saying? Some Asher up in there. It's going to be a beautiful thing when the Lord unite the tribes. You're going to be like, man, damn, our people everywhere, man. So our people over there in Spain. Okay? 200 died en route, supposedly. Now it says probably of disease. And of the remainder, half were ill when they arrived. And you can only imagine the shock that they were in, man, the trauma that they experienced. Okay? Under these devils, man. Imagine you being taken captive. You on a goddamn ship, you with the rest of your people that got taken captive, y'all all chained up, naked. Esau to strip you of your clothing, because our people wore clothes. All right, they tried to make it seem like we were savages, man. Our people were classy, man. We taught you devils class, but imagine you on this goddamn boat. You don't know what's about to happen to you, man. That happened to the northern kingdom too. And you're speaking this this version of Hebrew because they spoke Hebrew. You're speaking a what they call a corrupted version of Hebrew, but you don't know what these damn Spaniard devils saying, man. You don't know what the fuck they saying, and you getting brought to Spain. This is what happened. All right? So it says, after legal proceedings, the survivors were released in order to be shipped home. Ordered to be shipped home. But we don't know if Columbus necessarily brought them back. Okay? We don't know that. Esau the devil, man. You know? Now it says, others of the 1600 were kept as slaves for Columbus's men in the Americas. And I got to ask the question. If only the Southern Kingdom were put into captivity, all right, if only so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians only got put into captivity out of all of our people, why in the fuck do Northern Kingdom Israelites speak Spanish? Why do they speak English also? A lot of them speak English too. Okay? Why do they speak Portuguese? Why do some of them speak French? Okay? Why is this happening? Why? They got taken captive too. They discontinued from their heritage, just like us. Okay? Which, you know, this is a goddamn shame, man. This is a shameful spewing on America's history. Here it is, just yesterday, you were celebrating a damn murderer. Now, we know because of the COVID situation, you're not going all out, you know, for Columbus, but people still celebrated. A lot of people still had the day off, okay? People still went out to eat, treating they boo, you know? You Edomites living it up, you know? In the name of Columbus. Hey, but you know, it's funny, man. And you know, scriptures say, let me get this real quick. I know I'm bouncing in the spirit, but let me get this, man, because it made me think of something as I'm reading this, right? And we ain't even started yet, you know? It's like old boy said, man, in American Gods, you know, the character that, what's his name? What's this guy, Orlando? Now, is it Orlando Brown? You Jakes know the guy, you know what I'm saying? But he played the one West African deity, you know, Nancy, something like that. But basically, man, when he was, you know, encouraging the slaves, you know, before they came to America, he told them, you about to get fucked. You know, 400 years, you about to get fucked. You still gonna be getting fucked, you know? And he said, only benefit by you picking this damn tobacco is about to give all these white motherfuckers cancer. Hey, I love that damn speech, man. Yes, I like it. Not Orlando Brown, excuse me. Orlando Jones. Orlando Brown, that's the Disney guy, you know? Which that guy, he's bugged the fuck out there, man. Most High got that guy sniffing pins. You know, he's coming out the closet saying all the stuff he had did, you know, in the entertainment world, you know. But not, hey, that's neither here nor there, you know what I'm saying? But showing you shouldn't sell out. But basically, Orlando Jones, the water brother, Orlando Jones, he made that speech, man. And they got him fired too, okay? But like he was saying in that speech, and I ain't even got started yet, you know? So dealing with this topic on Columbus, you know, man, we ain't even scratching the surface, man. We don't know the half of the deeds this damn devil did, okay? It's a reason why the Northern Kingdom is so out there, man, okay? It's a reason why they're so proud, you know? And when I say proud, I mean proud against their own people. The way that they look at the Southern Kingdom, they look at us like niggas. Man, Esau look at y'all like niggas too. As a matter of fact, and it's a damn shame, and there's no division between us when we come together, especially. When we come together in the truth, we see eye to eye. But, you know, the way that Esau looks at the northern tribes, man, and I've heard them say this, you know, man, they dog them out, man. All right? I don't even want to say what Esau says, man, but they dog the Northern Kingdom out. You know what I'm saying? Call them roaches and all type of shit, man. So, you northern tribes, you can't be proud, man. And act as if Esau is your savior or that the so-called white man love you so much. Because they dog your ass out behind your back. They will let you clean their damn house or build a house or whatever it is you do for them. you know, especially Issachar, because y'all the hardest working tribe out of Israel, you know. But Esau will let you bust your ass, all right, and he will talk all type of dog shit about you as soon as you get done. Like you never did it. Like you never did any of that stuff you just did for him. So you can't be proud against your own people, man. All right? Now, see, let's get it, man, because, you know, this type of shit, it makes me upset what Esau does, man. And they act as if they ain't did a damn thing. You about to fucking pay. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. See, this is why you got a damn Columbus Day. That's a memorial celebrating this damn devil every fucking year. Every fucking year, man. Okay? What is it, man? Like every second Monday in October? Every year. Okay? So this damn devil, for you to constantly commemorate Columbus, you think that you're gonna keep ruling forever. Which Columbus, he's a major symbol for the New World Order. It began with what he did. All right? And see, and I had mentioned it in an earlier video, and I wish I could find this one particular video for you brothers, man. But there was a video, right? It was a commentary on the movie Get Out. You brothers know about that movie, you know, directed by Jordan Peele. You know what I'm saying? About the one Jake got kidnapped by that particular Edomite chick he was dealing with. She brought him back home, and basically he was being tormented. And pretty much Esau wanted to take control of his mind and pretty much put his spirit up in Jake, man. You know, he wanted his being. He wanted to be in his body because of how gifted Jake is. But pretty much, you know, that spirit that Esau had in that movie, that's exactly the same spirit they got today. That movie showed you the truth. But there was one Edomite on YouTube that did a commentary, and he's a big, you know, a push for, you know, commentaries on YouTube. Like he's always commentating on movies. All right, always does a movie review. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys. You know, I cannot find his movie review. He probably took it down himself because I still can't find it. But basically, long story short, he said that the movie Get Out is racist. He said it's racist. He said, you know, white people don't feel this way. You know, we don't want to control blacks. We don't want to take power from them. We don't still want to keep them in slavery. Which really, you could tell in that movie review that guy was lying through his damn teeth, man. But basically, long story short, he started cutting himself. And a point that he had made in that movie review, which is why I wish I could pull it up for you, brothers. He said, with a so-called white man, well, he didn't say so-called white man, but he said what white people did to the Negroes in this country, that represents the model for the global citizen. Because see, this Edomite that does movie reviews, he's also a so-called truther. Basically, he knows about the New World Order. He knows about, you know, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. He knows about the RFID chip and all that, you know. But basically, he said what that movie showed you, what Get Out showed you, is that, you know, what happened to black people in this country by white people doing that to them, that showed that you're the image or you're the model for the global citizen. Long story short, if they could do this to the Israelites, they could do it to anyone because we're the hardest people to break, you know? So when Esau made us slaves, that shows you that basically he could do it to anyone now, all right? So Esau began his New World Order by using the Israelites, you know, by using the northern kingdom first, and then he used the southern kingdom, all right? And he used the northern kingdom first to pretty much extract all the different mineral resources throughout the Americas, mainly the gold, all right, mainly the gold, okay? He used them for that, you know, to get that gold, to get tobacco, and also sugar cane. And then he used the southern kingdom to pretty much finish the rest, man. You know? But it's a goddamn shame, all right? So let me keep reading. Back in Psalms 49 and 11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, which is their kingdom. Okay? When you think about these different countries on the earth that these Edomites inhabit, these are like houses. You know? You look at North America, that's a house. You look at England, you look at France, you know? You look at Spain, you look at Portugal, you look at Ireland, you know? Now, Israel is over there, but you got a lot of Edomites over there too. Okay? You look at Australia, etc. Esau think he about to keep going. Now it says, and the dwelling places to all generations, they call their lands after their own names. Right, man? And for example, dealing with Columbus, even down here, man, in Mississippi, you have what's called Columbus, Mississippi. You know? Hey, you got the District of Columbia, DC, the District of Columbia. Columbia going back to Columbus. All right? You got the country in South America, Colombia. Who was that named after? Columbus. Okay? Etc., man. I mean, we can go on and on, baby. All right? This nigga, he put his name everywhere, man. He puts his stamp everywhere. Esau was here. All right? That's what that's all about. Okay? But he's going to pay. Hey, that's a big one, bro. Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio. The water, bro. That's it, man. So we know this is talking about Esau. He did this, man. Yeah, Columbus, Indiana. Right, brother? That's right. This is by GMS Fruit of Knowledge. Hey, Shalom, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, Ecclesiasticus. Slip of the tongue. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. I mean, that encompasses the spirit of Edom. Okay? The thief cometh not but for to steal, to kill, or to murder, and destroy. That's what Esau did. Unrighteous dealings. Deception. Deception. Injuries. Okay, these different massacres, these different atrocities, murdering our people. And riches got by deceit. Unrighteous, okay? The kingdom is translated or transferred from one kingdom or from one people to another. Right? So the kingdom is going to be transferred from you to us. From you to us, Esau. Power is going to be transferred to us. That's why you see us teaching now. Because we on the come up. And you going down. All right? And I want to get something else for you brothers real quick before we go back. All right? This is the book of Psalms. Also, same book. Chapter 55. Psalms chapter 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. Right. So he was calling our people Tainos, which means good people. All right. They were peaceable. All right. We were at peace with him. And with Esau in general, not just Columbus. All right. It's a damn shame, man, but it had to happen. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. Another name for covenant is what? A treaty. A treaty. A contract. An agreement. Okay? He broke them all, man. He broke them all right? He had broken his covenant. This nigga broke, in North America alone, this nigga Esau, the real nigga of the earth, this nigga broke over 500 treaties with the tribe of Gad. And you mean to tell me there's one good Edomite on the earth? Get the fuck out of here, man. Even in the movie Antebellum, right? You watch that movie, Antebellum, you know, which is also directed by Jordan Peele. They showed you There's not a such thing as one good Edomite. Watch that movie Antebellum. They showed you there's not one good Edomite on the earth. Because an Edomite may pretend like he's friendly with you and he's cool with you, but let him have something to prove. You know? He gonna have that spirit, who told you to speak, nigga. They showed you that in that movie. They all got the same spirit. I don't give a damn. Hey, let an Edomite drink. Let an Edomite get one drop of liquid courage. You're going to see their true spirit come out, man. All right? Matter of fact, it's two things that show a real Edomite. When they get upset or when they drink. Then you see their true nature, man. Their real devil come out. That true demon. Okay? Rage or that liquor. Okay? Now read on. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Right, so like it tells you in Ecclesiasticus, he comes crouching, he comes all humble. But see, you better wipe that looking glass and you're going to see that nigga still rusty. All right? He's lying, man. You know, because what Esau does, man, he de-arms you. See, I would rather Esau be a straight up devil and be up front, you know. Hey, just be up front, you know what I'm saying? Say you the devil or, you know, just call me a nigga up front. Don't call me a nigga behind my back. See, that's the devil you need to look out for, man. So when they super nice, them be the worst demons, man. Okay? And that's how Columbus came. Super nice, super peaceable on his first voyage. But see, when that nigga came back ready. Oh, yeah, we about to enslave all these Israelites. We gonna get them all. We need to come with all our armor, come with all our horses. We gonna get them all. And we gonna take their gold. All right? War was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Right? Hey, like Malcolm X even said it, man. Which Malcolm X, he learned from our apostles elder, Rabbi Abba Bivens. They don't tell you that in the Islamic community, but see, Malcolm X actually learned from Abba Bivens. You know, but Malcolm X, he used to make the point, you got to learn to speak the white man language. The white man language is violence. You got to speak his language. His words were drawn swords. If your words are drawn swords, that means you speak violence. You speak war. The only language you know is war. Look at Esau. Look at the American Empire. Look at all these wars they have orchestrated all throughout the earth. You know? In particular, the elite, by using America, orchestrated all these wars all throughout the earth. Hey, man, you read Jeremiah chapter 50 and chapter 51. All right? It gives you the breakdown, man. This is America, the hammer of the earth. So Esau's language is violence, all right? And he came with that spirit to our people, okay? That's how he conquered us, man. Ultimately, it was his time, okay? It was his time. Now let's read some more. And what I want to show you real quick, before I keep reading, there's actually pictures that you can pull up online that give you a more illustrative description of how it looked when Columbus went to Spain and presented our people as slaves. Okay? Now, I only have 2 pictures for you, you know, but 2 is better than nothing, all right? So I'm going to show this really quick. Check that out. Now, we read how Cristobal Colon, who you call Christopher Columbus, he took about 1,600 Arawak, or you can call them Taino, basically the same people. He took about 1,600 of them and put them in slavery. You know? Now, according to what the document said, he shipped about 560 of them, which we know it was more. And we know it was more than 1,600 ultimately. You know? But, you know, dealing with the documentation, when he came to Spain, when he came back and presented himself to the Spanish crown, you know, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, you got Cristobal Colon here. He has the so-called Taino Indian slaves behind him. All right, you see that? And some sources say he presented about 5 of them. Some sources say 6. Some say more. Which he brought supposedly, what they said how so many of them made it. All right, we can't even go by their numbers, man. I don't even want to speak about their numbers because you know Esau lying. All right, we read how they said 200 died en route, but you know. All right, but you see them behind them. All right, so there you have it. Another photograph here, basically the same thing. King Ferdinand, Queen Isabella, Cristobal Colon, that damn devil, and you see our people bowing to the Spanish crown on the ground, presented to the Spanish crown. You know, not to mention you have offerings of gold and silver, different things that were brought from the Americas. Okay, and they also give you a description of this. You watch that movie, Conquest of Paradise. All right, 1492, Conquest of Paradise, and they show you the same thing. They show you the exact same thing. Cristobal Colon came back to Spain, and he had so-called Taino Indian servants with him. Okay, they showed you that. Also in their Showtime series, The Borgias, shows you the same thing. All right. This motherfucker gotta pay. He's gonna pay. All right. He will pay. So that's there. That's it right there. So let me get the point in this next tidbit of information. All right. Now with this document here, it's on the website LatinAmericanStudies.org/Taino Conquest. Okay? And I printed this out in 2013. You know, so that was some time ago. But Lord will, you should still be able to find it. All right? Okay, so let's read this. Matter of fact, this is the title right here. Okay? The Spanish conquest of the Tainos. Now we're going to read the 4th paragraph. And Lord will, you know, I can do an actual screen recording or you know, use my camera and get more for you, but for today and for process of time, I'm just going to read this. All right, so 4th paragraph. Now it says, on Christmas night, oh, on Christmas, you know, on Christmas night, his biggest ship, the Santa Maria, sank on a harbor of the island. Okay. Now, what island was that? That island was Hispaniola. Okay. That was Hispaniola, which is what you call the Dominican Republic in Haiti today. Okay. Now it says, with its remnants, Columbus built the fortress of the Navidad. He left 39 men at the fortress and sailed to Spain on January 16th, 1493, taking with him 6 Taino captives. Now, going to this photograph. Okay? Let's read this again, and it's going to come to life. All right? Now it says, he left 1493, taking with him Taino captives. You see that? 6 Taino captives. Plain, man. That's plain. You know, so that's what this is all about. Okay? So in particular, this the tribe of Simeon. that he had brought to Spain at the time. Okay? So you got Simeonites over there in Spain, man. Okay? And also you have other tribes over there. Now it says, and a cargo of parrots, plants, and gold. Right? To show us gifts. Okay? Now it says, the purpose of Columbus's second voyage was to colonize. Was to colonize. Remember, Cristobal Colon. Colon. Conqueror. Colonize. Colon. Colonize. Okay? The purpose of Columbus's second voyage was to colonize, control, and exploit the island. This nigga something else, man. All right? His goal was to bring to the Spaniards as much gold as they need. He was robbing us. Unrighteous dealings, richest guy by deceit. You see that? Come on, man. It's crazy, man. It's some crazy stuff. All right. Now it says his goal was to bring to the Spaniards as much gold as they need. Oh wow. Hey, I'm gonna just show this on camera right after I read it. And as many slaves as they ask. Whoa, man. Whoa. Slaves of who? Slaves of the Northern Kingdom. All right. So-called Indians. You know? Remember, he was taking slaves from the island of Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti today. Slaves, come on, man. As much as they needed. I mean, he about to pay. As much as they ask. Slaves as they ask. As many of them as they ask. Esau, you about to go, man. It's time for you to go. Now it says, his fleet thus comprised 17 ships and 1,300 men as well as 20 horsemen to terrorize the native people. So these Edomites are terrorists, man. You see that? Woo! Woo, man. Y'all the real terrorists. Look at this shit here, man. And you think Esau changed? To terrorize the native people. We ain't do a goddamn thing to you, man. You were terrorizing us. You Edomites are terrorists. Hey, I gotta say it like man, what's that one Jake, man? Oh man, man, damn, what's the name of that show? It's on YouTube. With my guy Phil, man, the Advice Show. The Advice Show. Hey, you know, hey, we be thinking alike, man, because I know, hey, Jake was thinking about that guy too, man. But that one Jake, he called himself Phil. Well, you know, it's his name. All right, but dealing with the Advice Show, he called you so-called white people white supremacist terrorists. Well, we know that you're Edomites. You know, I mean, he doesn't know any better. You know what I'm saying? But I believe he knows that we're Israelites too. They got Phil. You know? But he's right, man. You're Edomite supremacist terrorists. You are Edomite supremacist terrorists. You came over here and I just read it. And see, that's why you brothers, when you find this information, it's no coincidence that Esau all of a sudden takes it out of circulation. Once you find this stuff, you can never find it on the internet again. And this happened to me several times in the truth, man. I will find one document, do one video, and all of a sudden I can never find it again, man. Because they watch us, and as soon as we bring information out, they're going to hide it. Show it one more time. They wanted to terrorize the native people. Terrorize our people, man. You know? Edomite supremacist terrorists, man. Edomite supremacist terrorists. Okay? I mean, man, like shit, do I even need to keep reading? You know what I'm saying? I'm reading a little bit more anyway. But I mean, that's the point, man. But you know, so for you Jakes, man, to think that you got a good white friend, good so-called white friends, you better wake the fuck up, man. Because when the time comes, they're gonna hog tie your ass. And they're gonna eat you. Okay? They're gonna lynch your ass. They're gonna burn your ass. Alright? They're gonna link up with all they other buddies and they're gonna light your ass on fire. And drag your ass using a damn tow truck, man. Alright, these people are devils, man. They're devils, and our people had to find it out. And they found out the hard way, man. You know, they took our people in. Here it is, Columbus and his men, they're getting over here, died from scurvy, died from lack of vitamin C, and from other, you know, various things that they had to go through, making it over here, catching hell, all right, and lacking certain other nutrients, damn near died getting over here. Our people nursed them back to life, brought them back to life, so to speak, made them survive, and Esau gonna turn around and come on a second voyage to colonize and murder our people, man. And you mean to tell me Esau got a chance to make it? Is one good so-called white man? All right, you believe that Cornelius is an Edomite? You can get the fuck out of here, man. You Jakes that think like that, you deserve to die too. You're part of the problem also, man. Okay? But I'm going to keep reading on this, all right? Getting back to the point. When Columbus returned to Hispaniola, he found that the 30 men he had left on the Navidad were all dead. You want to know why? Because our people had wised up and they put you fucking Spaniards to death, man. They realized what? These men were not angels from heaven. And you know what? Lord will, I do another lesson on this. You know, I may not do it live, so I can have it more orderly, you know. And the reason why I say more orderly, because I mentioned the point on how Columbus and his men, they read Second Esdras. They read the Apocrypha. And also dealing with our people, in particular the northern tribes, so-called Indian tribes, they understood the prophecies because, remember, pursuing the Second Esdras, chapter 13, our people came over here to the west. They came over to the Americas, what they call Asareth. They came over to keep their laws, statutes, and commandments that they didn't. So they came over here to start over. It was going to be a fresh start, a serving YAHAWASHI. All right? So they came over here. They was keeping the commandments. All right? And they studied the law. And our people, they had their prophets. So after so many centuries, and you know, and so much time is going by, pretty much they understood the prophecies, but they fell away from it a little bit. But they believed that when Columbus and his men came over here to the Americas, and when they had encountered them, they thought that this was the Lord and the angels coming back. They thought that Columbus and his men were angels from heaven. And I can read it for you. They thought that Columbus and his men were angels from heaven. Why? Because they came on those ships. Ships that they never seen before. All right, and when they came, pursuant to the different calendars that our people had, you know, it was in line with around the time they believed that the Messiah was going to come. You know? I mean, you know, I can go into the different lists of names they was calling the Messiah. All right? But basically, they thought that was Columbus and his men. Okay? You know, Guanacani or Guanacari. All right? If I'm not mistaken, that's one of the names. But you have Kukau Can. You have Quetzalcoatl. Okay, you have Bochicha. All right? And I can get the exact name that the Tainos in Puerto Rico was calling them. All right? I'm going to have to look that one up, though. But basically, our people, they still was following the prophecies of when the Lord would return. So when Columbus and his men came, they thought that was the Lord and the angels coming to save them. All right? But they soon quickly realized these men were not angels from heaven. All right? Another thing, too, they thought that they were angels from heaven because of their skin. That pale, bland, translucent skin, they never saw that before. Or at least for a long time. You know? They haven't seen that since really like the time of King Solomon. Because Esau, you know, he was around us in certain areas. We had Edomites in slavery under us during the time of King Solomon. So it was a very long time since the northern kingdom saw Edomites. So when they saw Columbus and his men, they was like, oh man, well damn, like these people look different, you know? That's why the tribe of Gad, they was called so-called white people pale face, you know? So they thought that these were angels from heaven. Okay, but to show that and prove that really quick, I have the book, The Devastation of the Indies, by Bartolome de las Casas. And the word devastation means destruction. Remember, Columbus and his men, they came to terrorize our people. Okay? Now let me get to the main point of how they thought that they were angels from heaven. Okay? Which, this book got some heat, man. It's some serious heat in this book. All right? And what makes it heat is that it links up with the scriptures. Okay? Now, I tell you what, this is on page 32. Okay? Page 32. Now, I'm going to read this and I'm going to show it on camera. For in the beginning, meaning when the Spaniards first arrived. So like I got a lot of papers falling, you know. Page 32. For in the beginning, the Indians regarded the Spaniards as angels from heaven. Right? Man, for in the beginning, the Indians regarded the Spaniards as angels from heaven. Why? Because our people knew the prophecies. Okay? They understood the prophecies because they read the scriptures. So they thought that when Columbus and his men came, they thought that that was YAHAWASHI and the angels coming back. You know? And Columbus himself, Columbus had a God complex. Columbus felt like he was YAHAWASHI. Columbus felt like he was the Messiah. And I'm going to read that too in the book Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. Okay? But that's how that damn devil felt. All right? Now let's jump to page 33. Man, bro. I'm going to read this, then I'm going to jump back to page 32, dealing with Esau's terror. You Edomite supremacist terrorists. Now, page 33. And they committed other acts of force and violence and oppression, which made the Indians realize that these men had not come from heaven. An angel ain't going to do this to you, man. Someone is going to entreat you well. They're not going to do this to you, man. So they quickly realized these men did not come from heaven. They realized that Columbus and his men, that these were devils. These were demons. All right? Hey, man, like Elder Apostle Tahar said, man, you Edomites, you are demonic angels in bodies. All right? You're demons. You're demons in bodies. That's all you are, man. So you're not good angels, which the word angel means messenger. All right? But they realized you didn't come from heaven. Now going back to page 32. For in the beginning, the Indians regarded the Spaniards as angels from heaven. Only after the Spaniards had used violence against them, killing, robbing, torturing, did the Indians ever rise up against them. Right? Because they wouldn't even have messed with them, man. Basically, what happened is Esau forced them to do something, man. Just so the Edomites wouldn't exterminate them, they had to rise up. You know? Here it is. You know, these people invade your house, pretty much, you know, break open your house, and you still host them. They done broke in your house. You still gonna get them food. You still take care of them. You still gonna treat them like kings. Get them whatever they want. Stuff you don't even care about. Like, I got all this gold. I don't care about this shit. You know, I'm more into feathers. I'm more into other things, you know. Give you all the gold you want. Make you live fat on this island to where you don't even got to go back to Spain. You can live your stinking ass here. And that wasn't enough. You're going to steal my house from me. And you're even going to kick me out my house. And then you're gonna force a deal on me. You're going to force a deal on me, the reason why you want to kick me out my house. All right? And I got to settle an agreement with you to live in a certain part of my house when really all this is my house. I got to live in a damn corner somewhere. That's what Esau did to our people. All right? You devils got a lot to pay for, man. All right? You know what it is, though? See, for you so-called Christians, for you Edomites that call yourselves Christians, really, see, you don't believe in the Bible. Because if you believed in the Bible, you would know you're going to have to pay for this shit that you did, man. You're going to have to pay for what you fucking did. And there's no way you're going to escape it, all right? There's no way you're going to escape this massive ass whooping that the Heavenly Father got planned for you, all right? It ain't no way out. See, the Lord, YAHAWASHI, he did not die for you, okay? He died for us. And even dealing with his own people, the Lord, he sanctioned us to go into slavery under you. So he didn't spare us, and we're his people. What the hell you think he's going to do to your funky ass, man? All right? Your funky red ass. There's no way you getting out of this, man. And these are facts. Now, going back to the document, the Spanish conquest of the Taínos. Okay? Now, when Columbus returned to Hispaniola, he found that 30 men he had left on the Navidad were all dead, killed by the Indians after they had invaded the kingdom of Maguana, governed by interpret Kaonabo. So pretty much, the only reason why our people rose up against Esau, because you kept invading their kingdoms, man. Here it is, man, Jake chilling. And don't let Esau fool you. See, Esau has duped our people, man. He deceived the whole world, beginning with him deceiving our people. Man, these kingdoms in the Americas were so lavish, these were the greatest empires on the earth. Aside from the time when we was ruling during the time of King Solomon, these kingdoms were so magnificent. All right? You want to talk about the Taino kingdoms? You want to talk about what Issachar was doing? Azteca? The kingdom that they had? Tenochtitlan? Mexico City? You want to talk about that? The Pyramid of the Sun? I mean, that was lavish, man. It was fucking lavish. You want to talk about the Mayans? And what they had? Okay? What's that? Tikal? That area? You know? The Yucatan? Chichen Itza? Jake was living it up. You want to talk about Asher? All right? The Incas? You know? And people want to speak about what's the those one ruins, man? Down there in it's in South America. Okay? It's slipping my spirit right now, but pretty much it was used as a hiding place from the Spaniards. You know? See, a lot of these different places that are using as tourist attractions. Machu Picchu, that's it. Spirit had gave it to me. Machu Picchu. See, people know about that, but see, that was built after the fact. That was built upon the arrival of the Spanish. You know, yeah, Machu Picchu. See, that was pretty much a getaway to get away from you damn devils, man. Jay was gonna hide out in the mountains, and man, showing you, hey, Jay had some powerful technology back then, because people don't reason or come to the comprehension as to how they built Chichen Itza or built Machu Picchu, you know, in particular Machu Picchu, you know what I'm saying? Moving all those boulders of rocks. How the hell they do that, man? You know how heavy those stones are? You know what I'm saying? Making all those pathways, making it to where it's like a maze for someone to get trapped in, you know? You got water ducts, you got, you know, so-called irrigation systems, you know? And it's just one of the areas that they had, man. But, man, they built that to get away from you damn devils, man. Okay? Hey, Shalom, Gabar Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, Shabrakatah, and Shalom to all you brothers also, you know? Hey, man, all praise YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, even though, you know, over here in pretty much the central time zone, you know, central daytime in America. What time is it, man? It's 2:30 a.m. But basically, I'm sure over there where the brother is in Hawaii, it's still so-called Columbus Day, man. Over there, it's still so-called Columbus Day. So I'm glad that I'm still going into this, man, because it's Columbus Day over there. All right. But pretty much, man, you devils, it's over for you, man. All right? You're done. Okay, so that's pretty much the point on this. But I'll read the rest of it because, see, people want to talk about human sex trafficking, child sex trafficking, you know, sex trafficking in general. Because, see, you had a slave trade. Esau was doing that. But also he was trafficking our people for sex. In particular, little boys and little girls. All right? So Esau been on this pedophilia shit. You know, see, people just coming to the realization of Pizzagate. Esau been doing shit like that, man. That's nothing new. All right? Now, it says Guillermo Como, who had accompanied Columbus, wrote that bad feeling had arisen and had broken out in warfare because of the licentiousness conduct of our men towards the Indian women. Yeah, man. Now Esau, he's a homosexual by nature, but see, at the same time, see, our women, they were so beautiful, especially during this time. Because see, the curse that's on our women right now, it wasn't really on them like that back then. All right? Now, at that time, they were being brought low because Esau had come into his power. But you can imagine it, man. And I'm talking about the women of all the tribes. You know? When you think about these different so-called Indian women, hey, man, Esau was lusting his ass off, man. He's like, man, I'm about to fuck shit out of these women. You know? But in particular, he was looking at little girls, man. Now, he would look at some of the women, but this devil got sick. He got real sick, man. Okay? Let's read how sick he got. Now, it says, oh, man, and you know what? We're going to get these devils back, too. I'm going to read this. I'm going to show it on camera. And you mean to tell me Esau about to get away with this shit? You mean to tell me they're about to get away? Let's read this. For each Spaniard had 5 women to minister to his pleasure. I'm going to read it one more time. For each Spaniard man had 5 women, at least 5 women, to minister or serve to his pleasure. So each Spanish man had at least 5 so-called Indian women to tend to his sexual desire. You mean to tell me Esau gonna get away with that shit? And I'm gonna say this. You better believe that at first, our women, they were fighting that shit, man. At first, our women, they didn't want to get raped by Esau. All right? You see them devil ride up in our women. They would rather die, you know? They would rather die than go out like that. You know, a lot of our women, they will commit suicide or, you know, just doing particular things so they didn't have to experience that. You know, they would do certain things to piss off Esau so much, so Esau, you know, would feel that he would have to put our women to death, and our women would do that just so Esau wouldn't get their hands on them sexually. But it got to the point to where Esau had his way. He ultimately had his way with our women. And that's why a lot of our women, you know, they look different now. Due to Esau raping our women, having seed by our women, but then, you know, a lot of those children, the different babies that will be born, you will have a lot of tares, pretty much. But it will be a lot of, you know, you would call them a mestizo, which basically is a so-called mixture. Really, you're not mixed. You are what your father is. But they would call it a mestizo, which is basically partly Spanish and partly Indian. You know, but a lot of those babies would be daughters. It would be daughters that would be born, and you would have a lot of so-called Indian men. They would have sex, you know, with these women. You know, the women would actually be a Spanish, but they would look, you know, differently, man. A lot of them would even look. They would still have that so-called Indian look, but really they would be Spanish. They will be Edomites, but our men will have sex with those women, whether the women were light skinned or not. But eventually, you know, the skin texture, it began to be differently. All right, the pigmentation rather. All right, so that's due to Esau raping our women. Okay, a lot of babies came out light, some came out dark, but most of them started coming out light because the fathers were Edomites. Okay. But our men will have sex with those lighter skinned women, and that's how you get a lot of our Northern Kingdom women and the men of our people of the Northern Kingdom. They look lighter skinned now. Okay, a lot of the men, a lot of the women. Each Spaniard having 5 women for his needs. You know, which let me show that, man. 5 women. 5 women. Okay? And that is a sex slave trade. That is a sex slave trade. Okay? A sex slave trade. They were doing it. Which, that's enough on this, because, you know, you keep reading, it just further pisses you off. That's enough that we need on that. And I tell you what, let me get some more information before I forget. And what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to come back at a later date. At a later date, because a lot of information I didn't get in this lesson because of process of time. I've already been going for over an hour. And I got to, you know, close it out in a minute. Now, let me get this first. Let's get this first. The book, Lost Tribes and Promised Lands by Ronald Sanders. And pretty much what Ronald Sanders intended to do, okay? What he intended to do was basically disprove that we are the Israelites, but he couldn't do it. He basically came to the full realization that we are the Israelites and there's nothing that anyone can do or say about it, all right? For we can do nothing against the truth before the truth. Ronald Sanders came to that realization. So once again, we're in the book, Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. So let's get to the point. And there's some heat right here, man. And Esau knows that the truth gonna come out regardless, because at one point in time, this book was around over $600. And I actually had printed that out because I had, you know, showed it to brothers. Like, man, they had marked that price up, man. Like, you can't even buy this book. They're making it hard for Jake to buy this book, man. Show you real quick. Now, I'm sure that they got the price lower now. Okay? But at one point in time, this same book, Esau marked the price up, all right? The cover of the book, right? You see the price for a hardcover. Look at that. You see that? For a hardcover. Showing you Esau didn't want you to get this book. And even for a paperback, look at that damn price, man. And Esau knows that Jacob's poor. They know that you can barely afford the book in the first place. You know? But with it being that much, you're not going to want to buy that book. You know? $649.94. Hey, man, just say $650. All right? $650 for this book. For this book right here, $650. I paid about maybe $50 for this book. Maybe. At the time. And it was probably lower than that. All right? $50 or lower. But they hiked the price up to $240 for a paperback and $650 for a hardback. All right? Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. But the price is lower now because Esau know the information going to come out. All right? So we're going to read from this book real quick. Okay? We're going to speak on Columbus. Cristobal Colon. The devil. All right? Now we're in a chapter that is entitled Enter Columbus. Chapter 6. Okay? The scriptures say, let me get the scripture for you. I'm going to get what it says. All right? Give me a second, Baba Kusha. All right? The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 21. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good. The point is, in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 21, it tells you to prove all things. That's why we go into these different books. All right, so we prove all things. So I'm about to go into this book. We're speaking on Columbus. Let's read what Columbus did. So he knew to come to this region of the earth. Specifically. All right, it's on page 78. Now, we're going to read from the highlighted portion. You got to excuse me. This is a very old book. So the book is falling apart. All right. It's a very old book, but, you know, the Spirit is still keeping it together. All right. So we're on page 78, last paragraph. Last paragraph. Along with the racial Christianity, along with this racial Christianity, hey, Christianity is racist. All right? Christianity is racist, man. It's racism. Christopher Columbus, Cristobal Colon, Christ-bearing conqueror. Meaning, let's say I'm Columbus and I got that name. Christopher Columbus spirit. He's saying, I'm coming to enslave you in the name of Christianity. Christianity is racism. All right? I'm going to enslave you, kill you, rape your women. I'm going to do all these things in the name of Christianity. Make you worship me. All right? Murder your babies. Smash your babies against the rocks. I'm going to do all this in the name of Christianity. And take all your gold from you. All right? So along with this racial Christianity is an idea of revelation that places the mystical Esdras. Woo! Let's get it. Hold it up for you. Here we go. The Apocrypha. The Apocrypha. You have a book in the Apocrypha known as Second Esdras. Second Esdras, all right? So that's what he's speaking about. The mystical Esdras right at the center, which means what? The majority of these so-called Europeans these Edomites that were calling themselves Christians, the majority of them read the book of Esdras in the Apocrypha. They read first Esdras, but mainly second Esdras, which in the Latin Vulgate Bible is fourth Esdras. It's fourth Esdras, all right? Now it says, for the notes, it's saying that the acceptance of the apocryphal Esdras in the Apocrypha, right, as valid prophecy is what distinguishes the new Christians from the reprobate Jews who reject him even though they regard the Old Testament Ezra. Showing you what? First of all, the reprobate Jews, you Edomites that are calling yourselves Jews, you're reprobates and you're not the real Jews anyway, all right? But a lot of you Edomites, so you don't even believe in the Apocrypha. Y'all don't believe in Esdras. You don't believe in second Esdras. You don't believe in the book of Maccabees, first and second Maccabees, third Maccabees, all right? You don't believe in, Ecclesiasticus. You don't believe in Judith. You don't believe in Tobit, Wisdom of Solomon, etc. Okay? But in particular, Esdras. But see, these old Christians did, which these weren't Christians either. They were devils just like you. But see, they understood prophecy because they read this book, second Esdras. Now it says, the same person in Columbus's eyes, which is Ezra, as canonical authority. Now, a lot of you different Catholics, you would say that Ezra or Esdras is non-canonized, meaning it's not authorized as scripture, which is dumb as hell, man. Saying that it's not historical. You want to say certain things is not biblical. Really, what it does is put the spotlight on you. Okay? See, when Esau removed the Apocrypha from the Bible, they showed you the true nature of Edom, because they wanted to hide what was up in that Apocrypha. Okay? That's what that was all about. Page 79. But meanwhile, the Apocryphal Esdras, which was, by the way, a book of special importance to many new Christians, because they read it, man, and Columbus was one of them, has a good deal to say about, the original lost tribes. Get that on camera for you. What does this mean? This means that these different Edomites that came over here to the so-called New World, these Edomites that came over here to the Americas to colonize our people in the name of Christianity, they read 2nd Esdras chapter 13, and they knew that you so-called Indians of the Americas, they knew that you were the lost tribes of Israel. Okay? They understood this vividly, because the Bible, the Holy Bible, is a book of prophecy, which, once again, 2nd Esdras, which is in the Apocrypha, is a part of the Bible. Okay? And you got to excuse me because, like I said, with this book, man, and it upsets me that it's falling apart on me, but it's a very old book. I mean, you look at it, man. Hey, man, Jacob's a bookworm, You can get the ebooks. I don't knock that, but I'm one of them Jakes. I like paper. You know what I'm saying? I like to feel the leaf. The scrolls. I like paper. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna read down on page 79. Okay. Now, remember, Columbus read the Apocrypha, in particular, 2nd Esdras to us in the English Bible, or let's say in the 1611. In the 1611 King James Version Bible, this will be 2nd Esdras to us, but it's 4th Esdras in the Latin Vulgate Bible. All right. Now, page 79 in Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. We're gonna read. It's basically the last paragraph, pretty much. Not necessarily the last, but I mean for the majority. We're gonna read this part here. All right, all this. What is needed? Okay. If Columbus did indeed glimpse himself in the role of the man from the sea, then Esdras' identification of the peaceable multitude takes on special significance. Which means what? Columbus was a goddamn devil, man. Columbus viewed himself as the Messiah. Because when you read 2nd Esdras chapter 13, when you read the whole chapter, when you read 2nd Esdras 13, when you begin reading that chapter, it's talking about the second coming of YAHWASHI. And that's before YAHWASHI even came the first time as himself. All right? You know, when this was written, okay? But when you read 2nd Esdras chapter 13, it's talking about when YAHWASHI is coming in this time. All right? And then, you know, you keep reading, he's going to destroy the armies of the earth and pretty much set up his kingdom. All right? But it says after all that, he gathered, well, after he destroyed the armies of the earth, after he destroyed Esau's military, he's gathering another peaceable multitude unto him, which are the 10 tribes. So if Columbus viewed himself as the man from the sea, which the man from the sea is YAHWASHI, which, you know, YAHWASHI being called the man from the sea, that was really talking about YAHWASHI coming from outer space, you know, because outer space also represents the waters, you know, the Shemayim, okay, the heavens, because in what they call outer space or the universe, these are waters also. It's just different water from what we breathe on the earth, you know, and the waters of our ocean, you know. In outer space, it's a different form of water. But the man from the sea, the man that's coming from outer space, that's the Messiah. But see, Columbus and his men, they actually came from the sea. They came in the bodies of water on the earth. They came on those ships, okay? So Columbus viewed himself as the Messiah. Like he's bringing salvation to our people, but he came to enslave our people in the name of Christianity, okay? So if he viewed himself as the man from the sea, if he viewed himself as the Messiah, who would he view as this peaceable multitude? We know the peaceable multitude are the 10 tribes, the Israelites. So he knew where the fuck he was coming, man. He knew that. It's plain as day. It's very plain, man. Okay? I mean, man, you know, this whole section is good. I don't feel the further need to keep reading for you. All right? But when you jump to page 80, it says how, and then travel another year and a half to a region called Arsareth. Now, speaking about the 10 tribes, how they came over to the Americas after that Assyrian captivity, they called these lands Arsareth. Well, it was called Arsareth. Now, it says evidently a Greek corruption of the Hebrew Eretz or Aretz Ahirath, which is Aratazah Aharath, which means another country or another land, the Americas. So Columbus knew where he was going to, man. All right, and there he was speaking about Las Casas, which we have that book. We got that book. Here it is. We have the book by Las Casas, The Devastation of the Indies. Okay? Which, I mean, this book goes in. I only mention so much because, I mean, you know, we get what matters. All right? And I tell you what, man, I'm about to have to get ready to close this out. What I'm going to do is, Lord will come back and address this more on a different date. Okay, if the Lord will, because it's always about what the Lord wants us to do. It's all about the will of YAHAWASHI. But let's go into this book right here, Christopher Columbus and the African Holocaust. All right, which we are not Africans. We are not no goddamn Africans, man. We're Israelites. Okay? We are not Africans. We're not Hamites, man. We're Israelites. And Columbus knew that, okay? As a matter of fact, Christopher Columbus, he also brought Hebrew interpreters. Lord will, I'm going to get that. That's also in the book Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. And I can close on that. That's all we need, okay? And I was going to get a lot more in this lesson. I'm only touching on so much, man. You know what I'm saying? But we see. We see what the truth is and we see what the truth ain't. And you Edomites are goddamn liars, man. Like people in the church say, the devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Esau's a fucking lie, man. You a goddamn lie. Now, we're in the book. Now, I'm going to replace the word African with Israelite, all right? We're in the book, Christopher Columbus and the Israelite Holocaust, okay? We're on page 66, all right? Page 66. We're going to read the last paragraph. Okay, all this, man, which that's going to be enough. And as a matter of fact, we're going to jump to page 67 also and read that. And that's going to be it, you know. I think we pretty much drove this into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Broke down all these lies and pretty much exposed the skullduggery of Esau. It's on page 66. Now it says, number 50, the enslavement of the Aboriginal Indians. Journal of the First Voyage of Christopher Columbus, 1492 to 1493. Friday, 12th. Woo! Oh, shit. Columbus Day, right? All right. 12th of October. Hey, this book is speaking about the enslavement of our people. So if you celebrate Columbus Day, you're celebrating the enslavement of our people. All right? October 12th. You see that? October 12th. This devil got to go, man. He got to fucking go. Now it says, Friday, 12th of October. They should be good servants and intelligent. For I observed that they quickly took in what was said to them Sunday, 14th of October. These people are very simple as regards the use of arms, as your highnesses will see from the 7 that I caused to be taken to bring home and learn our language and return, unless your highnesses should order them all to be brought to Castile, or to be kept as captives on the same island. For with 50 men, they can all be subjugated and made to do what is required of them. Monday, 12th of November. Yesterday, a canoe came alongside the ship with 6 youths in it. 5 came on board, and I ordered them to be detained. They are now here. I afterwards sent to a house on the western side of the river and seized 7 women, old and young, and 3 children. I did this because the men would behave better in Spain if they had women of their own land than without them. This damn devil, he had his way with our people, man. All right? And if this doesn't make you upset, I don't know what will. I don't know what will, man. Does it need to happen to you personally in this time? This has happened to us all throughout history, man. And see, now we're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble. Now Esau gonna do the very worst to our people, man. What do you think Esau about to be doing to children and women and even men in these concentration camps? He's gonna be raping and torturing. All right? It's gonna be vile. Okay? But see, this is the crime, or one of the crimes of Esau. The crimes of Christianity. All right? That's a title right there. The crimes of Christianity. The racism of Christianity is on page 67. All right? Reading at the bottom. You see, slavery did not begin with the importation. Now it says African. I'm going to say Israelite. Well, you know what? I'm going to say Judite. Because the northern kingdom, they're Israelites too. All right, so I'm going to say Judite. The tribe of Judah. Okay? In particular, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, because we was all shipped over here. Okay? So let me say that instead. I'll say that instead. You see, slavery did not begin with the importation of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They say African, but they shipped Judah, Benjamin, Levi. People to America. So it didn't begin with the Southern Kingdom. Slavery in America began with Columbus. God damn it, you see that? Slavery in America began with Columbus. All right? The first slaves, now it says, were not Africans. But we know that these were, you know, Israelites from Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Okay? But Native Americans. So the first slaves were Native Americans. You see that? Plain as day, man. Columbus wrote in his journals about the inhabitants of Haiti, present-day Haiti, Hispaniola. They call it Haiti, and they also call it Quisqueya. That's what our people called it. All right, the mother of all lands. All right, basically calling it the motherland or the new motherland. Ultimately, our people knew that they came from the land of Israel, but when they came to the Americas, they made this their home. They made this like the new Israel, so to speak. Okay? All right, but reading on, it says, all the inhabitants could be taken away to Castile. Oh, man, god damn, bro. Letting you know this was a massive slave trade of our people. It was not just 560 of them shipped to Spain. All right? Why would this statement be made? And Columbus made this fucking statement in his journal. He wrote this personally, man. All right? All the inhabitants could be taken away to Castile, Spain. Man, bro. Like I said, if this can't make you upset, I don't know what will. All right? So this is a cut on you guys saying that the Northern Kingdom are not Israelites. Man, bro. Or made as slaves on the island. With 50 men, we could subjugate them all and make them do whatever we want. In truth, that is exactly what he did. Columbus enslaved the gentle Arawak Haitians, which, you know, talking about the so-called Tainos, forced them to give up their gold and their land. After all, he had discovered these riches. You ain't discovered a goddamn thing. You stole it, man. Even, what this comedian, man? This real funny Jake, man. Damn, what's his name? If Spirit gives it to me, man, I'll speak about him. But pretty much he He had did the one skit. Damn, what's the Jake name, man? It's escaping me right now. All right. Funny Jake, man. You know he's short. Sometimes he wear the fro or whatever. God damn, what's his name? But pretty much, you Jakes know his name. Yep, that's it, brother. Woo! Hey, Thwada. Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin. And that's by GMS Bunyam Marar too. Yeah, Eddie Griffin. But yeah, Eddie Griffin, he had did that stand-up, and he said how these so-called white people, they didn't discover America. They annexed it. They annexed it from the Indians. You know, he said, like nigga, you ain't discovered a damn thing. You stole it. It's like me walking up on your car and saying I discovered it. You know, your car was already parked there, man. I discovered your car, but then I broke in it and took off with it, man. You know, but hey, showing you the hypocrisy of Esau. This nigga, he's so quick to lock somebody up for Grand Theft Auto, which we don't justify anybody stealing any damn thing. But I'm just making a point. He's a damn hypocrite. This damn devil, he stole entire continents. He stole entire continents, but he will lock you up for basically, doing petty shit, man. You know? We're stealing a car ain't petty, but it's petty compared to what he did. You know what I'm saying? And he'll lock you up for it. Nigga, you need to be locked up. You stole entire continents. Hell, nigga, you stole the damn world, man. You know? These devils got some fucking nerve, man. And then damn devil, you got the nerve to call the tribe of Gad, red man. These red people. You the red man. You call the tribe of Gad, so-called North American Indians, red man. You red. You know, the tribe of Gad not red, man. They're brown. They're different shades of brown. You're red. Okay, but see, Esau, he wants to escape from being an Edomite so bad. You're the red man of the earth, man. Okay? But let me finish this off, okay? After all, he had discovered these riches. Now it says, they were his for the taking. Yeah, he took them. He took it all, man. He took it all. What is also true is Columbus took hundreds of Arawak slaves to Spain. You know, and I don't need to show this on camera, but I like doing it because I like for you to read it yourself. To show you that, when we read from these books, we're not making it up. I mean, it's right there. It's right there in your face. Okay? What is also true is Columbus took hundreds of Arawak slaves to Spain where they were sold or died. They didn't freely go with Columbus to meet the king, as my history books led us to believe. They've been lying to us from birth, man. And see, that's why it's not good for us to have our children up in these different schools. Now, if you got to do it, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Your children, they got to go to school and be fed a lie. They got to be told a lie. But when they come home, you better tell them that shit not true. You know? And that's why, you're better off really homeschooling. But Esau gives you hell to do that, all right? But the point is, we're being lied. We've been lied to. We've been lied to from birth, man. From birth to our whole come up. Kindergarten, elementary. Pre-K, kindergarten, elementary. Middle school, high school. For those of you brothers and sisters that went to college, you've been lied to. All right? In his quest for gold, Columbus had the hands cut off of any Arawak who did not bring in his or her quota of gold. So if our people did not gather enough gold for Columbus and his men, he would cut off their limbs. He would cut off hands. He would cut off whole arms. He would cut off noses. He would cut off lips, cut off legs, cut off feet. You got to fucking pay, all right? And you're going to fucking pay. The Most High didn't forget. See, really, the Most High set us up to really curse Esau out, man. He set us up to curse your ass out because he's going to do this to you. You're going to experience these things that you did to us, man. You're going to have to experience having to search for gold and silver, precious stones. As a matter of fact, you know what? We're going to be so far out with it, we're going to make you search for things that don't even exist. All right? We're going to make you search for things that don't even exist, okay? Just for you to have to come back, not having fulfilled that quota, and we're going to cut off your limbs. You know, scriptures say, thine heart shall meditate terror. That's right, brother, times 10, times 1,000, man. Really no limits. It's going to be no limits to the torture that Esau is going to experience from us, all right? In a short 40 years, the entire race of the people in Haiti, which were Tainos, 500,000 Native Americans were wiped off the face of the earth by Columbus and the Spaniards that followed him. No, Columbus was no saint. We need to rethink our history. That's right. And you know what? With westernization, with European colonialism, is very one-dimensional. It is extremely one-dimensional. Esau will only tell you from a Edomite perspective, from an Edomite mindset, you know? This nigga stole every damn thing, man, and lied about it. Okay? And now he's white. You see? That's history for you, man. Let's go back to this book, all right? And you know what? I'm going to have to do another part because the Spirit is on me to do another part. Lord, I'm going to do a live to show you through the Spirit, which you already know, for those of you brothers that have been watching for years, to show through the Spirit on how the Northern Kingdom are Israelites. They're Israelites anyway, but based off of the different, you know, journals and the different explorers that came over here that have been writing in their different ship logs about the Northern Kingdom, there's so much proof. You can't hide it, man. Back in this book real quick, Lost Tribes and Promised Lands, okay? Now, I failed to mention on how Cristobal Colon had Hebrew interpreters, okay? So what he did was bring those of our people of the Southern Kingdom, so-called Negroes, for the tribes Judah, Benjamin, Levi. He brought us from different parts of Europe. In particular from Spain, okay? He brought some of our people from Spain that spoke Hebrew. Why would he bring Hebrew interpreters to the Americas? He brought Hebrew interpreters with him to the Americas to talk to other Hebrew Israelites that spoke Hebrew, to communicate with them, all right? Now, Lost Tribes and Promised Lands, chapter 8. Chapter 8, okay? Columbus's Golden World, all right? Now, second paragraph. You can read this for yourself if you got the book. And if it's up to you, I'll just show it on camera. You can screenshot it, you know, whatever you want to do. All right, second paragraph. We do not know much concerning Columbus's crew of about 90 men aboard the 3 ships, but at least one of them was an Israelite. It was more than one, all right? It was more than one Israelite that he brought with him, that he brought with him, okay? But at least one of them was an Israelite whose presence as such was not merely accidental, meaning he brought this Israelite or these Israelites with him on purpose to talk to other Israelites, okay? To converse with them in Hebrew. This was Louis de Torres, a convert of possibly only that year. Now, it says convert because Louis de Torres, he was forced to convert to Roman Catholicism. All right? But he still spoke Hebrew. And he knew that he was an Israelite. Okay? Remember, a lot of our people that ruled in Spain, they still kept their history. They still knew that they were Israelites. All right? This was Louis de Torres, a convert of possibly only that year, who had once held a position with the governor of Murcia. He was said to have known Hebrew, Aramaic, and some Arabic. But see, Columbus, he brought more than one interpreter, man. Okay? But it said how he knew Hebrew, Aramaic, and Arabic, and had been brought along by Columbus specifically as an interpreter. So wait a minute. You mean to tell me Christopher Columbus and his men were intentionally trying to or attempting to go to India, but Columbus is going to come to the Americas and bring Hebrew interpreters with him? That wasn't accidental. And like, why lie about it, man? See, Esau, he was only good at lying because the Most High made Esau deceive the whole earth. When you wake up to Esau's lies, you realize, man, this shit makes no sense at all. The only reason why we fell for it or why we were deceived, because the Most High blinded us at that time. Now we're waking up from that deception. You know, the dry bones ain't dry no more. Okay? This is the awakening. Now we're waking up. Now we see through this devil. Hey, the word revelation. Well, you got the word apocalypse. You know, the book of Revelation. Apocalypse. It means to reveal, to pull back the veil. One of the main things being revealed is who Esau is. You the goddamn devil, man. You've been lying the whole fucking time, man. You ain't white. You ain't European. All right? You're not an American. You're not a German. You're not a Russian. You're not an Australian. Even Esau called themselves Native Americans. You're not a Native American. All right? People saying the so-called white man is Jaffin now. You're not Hawaiian. All right? You're not Samoan. This nigga want to be everybody, bro. You're not an Egyptian. So-called white people call themselves Egyptians, man. All right? You're a fucking Edomite. That's who you are. You are an Edomite. And see, I can call you cracker, I can call you Peckerwoods, caveman, which y'all are cave dwellers. But see, the greatest insult I can call you is who you are. You're a fucking Edomite, man. You are an Edomite. And they mad as hell, man. You better believe these devils watching this, they want us fucking decapitated. Hey, man, Esau ready to fucking chop our heads off, man. Because we call them Edomites. You a goddamn Edomite, man. And I love how El Pastor Hart said, you a fucking Edomite, man. But back in the spirit, you know, back to the lesson. All right. Now, I believe through the spirit, I got enough of that. But what I'm going to do is close out. Because we're living during the time of the big payback, baby. And what I'm going to do, like I said, brothers, I must come back. Lord will sometime tomorrow, which is today now, really. We're in a new day. So Lord will, maybe sometime later on today, I can come back and do another lesson going into how the northern kingdom are Israelites, and there's so much information to prove that. Okay, but what I'm going to do for right now is get my closing scriptures. I'm going to go to the comment board. All right. So, but I'm going to get my my closing scripture on deck really quick, because we're living during a time of the big payback, and the big payback is coming. And you Edomites cannot escape this massive ass whooping that the Most High got planned for you. All right? A massive ass whooping. And it's a basic scripture I'm going to read, you know. But, hey, the basics really, hey, like Elder Malcolm said in Chicago, man, you can drown them with milk, okay? And I love how he said it, man. You can drown these people with milk. We don't got to go deep all the time, you know? We don't got to get meat scriptures. We can just bring out the milk. Bring out the basics, man. The basics drown you people, all right? So I'm going to go to the comment board. Then I'm going to get this. Okay? Closing precepts. Let's see what brothers got. All right? Get as much as I can, man. All right. Now, man, damn, so many good precepts, man. Yeah. All right, let's get this right here. And there's so many precepts. Okay. Shit. Because you be wanting to get them all, man, but it'd be tough. This is by GMS Hezekiah Yahawah. Shalom. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. Never trust these fucking devils, man. That's why you need to take that goddamn vaccine. Okay? Or whatever else they want to give you. Okay? Don't eat a fucking seedless grape. And you know what? It's fucked up, but it's like, man, you know, we want to stick to our heritage as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? But the sad part is, when it comes to a lot of this food, sometimes you don't got a choice because it's all poison, you know? You may be forced to have to eat some of this shit, man. If you got to, all right? But I'm just throwing it out there. If you could do better at the moment, man, do better. You know what I'm saying? But you don't trust everything they throw your way. You don't trust it, man. All right? Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. It's still there. Once the devil, always the devil, man. They never changed. Hey, man, even Trump, he's speaking about what he calls the Platinum Plan, which is an economic plan for you Israelites out there. The Platinum Plan, okay? It's insulting, man. Hey, Esau's a real racist, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? We're racist, too. I'm going to say, man, I'm racist, all right? Hey, man, hey, you know what? Move me out the equation, man. The Most High racist. The Most High is racist. YAHAWASHI is racist. YAHAWASHI are racist. Okay? And the Lord's people were racist too. Okay? But it begins with our power. Because he hates you, man. And he wants us to be over you. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is by faithful servant of Yahweh. Ecclesiasticus 11:5. Many kings have sat down upon the ground. And we're on the ground right now. All right? We're in a lower state. And one that was never thought of have won the crown. That's happening right now. At one point in time, Esau was never fucking thought of, man. He was never thought of. He was in them damn caves. But now he's wearing the crown. Right now he's in power. But see, that power is slowly being stripped from him until it's all gone. Okay? His left hand magic ain't working. That sorcery. All right? That witchcraft ain't working like it was, man. He's losing his power. All right? Now it says, many mighty men have been greatly disgraced, and the honorable delivered into other men's hands. Brothers, this is a shame, bro. Unto us belong confusion of faces. This is a shame for these Edomites to be over us, man. All right? We are being disgraced right now. You know? The top criminals on the earth, the real terrorists, the real lowlives, the real, you know, the real, man, devils of the earth, whatever you want to call them, these people are over us, man. All right? Hey, King David, he had prayed, man. Rid me and deliver me from the hands of strange children. These Edomites are weird, man. They're fucking weird, bro. Like, these just some weird ass people, man. And you see them, man. They're weird, man. We got to get the fuck out of here. This is who's over us right now, man. And you look at them now, like, man, you like, man, this is who over me? You look at their face. Hey, man, you look at a lot of these Karens. Man, you look at these Karen compilation clips. Look at compilation videos of Karen, which for those of you that don't know, Karen is the Edomite woman, which the word Karen, when you look up the etymology, it means dirty or nasty. It also means savage. Look it up. Karen means savage. It means dirty or savage. You Edomites are the real savages. All right? When you look at them, they're like, ah, going crazy. And, you know what I'm saying? They're raising hell, trying to curse Jake out about a little minor shit. Damn, everybody get their ass beat by everybody. Everybody's sick of the Edomite woman and everybody's sick of the Edomite man. We're in the end of your world. All right, so many mighty men have been greatly disgraced. We are the mighty men, that mighty nation that have been disgraced. And the honorable, we are the honorable, delivered into other men's hands. Right now, we're in Esau's hands. If any man stealeth a man, and if the man be found in his hands, he shall surely be put to death. Matter of fact, let me get the law on that. It's the law on that, okay? Real quick. All right, this is Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, found in your hand meaning found in your control. You still controlling us, man. You still make us work. You still make us have to pay for energy, pay for water. So we're pretty much at your expense, so to speak. For lack of better words. We got to go to Esau for the want of all things. Okay? We're desperate, man. We got to go to this devil for everything. So we're found in his hand, within his power. Okay? Or if it be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. All right? And you being put to death is your kingdom dying. Your power being taken away from you. Your kingdom dying. America dying. Europe dying. All right? This place is going to go. So much I want to get, man. And it's hard to get it all, but I'm going to get what I can. All right, this is by a warrior for Yasharallah. Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse. The horse represents power. All right? And that horse was red. It's red because it represents Esau. You Edomites are red. Okay? And you're in power. And power was given to him that sat thereon, that sat in power, to take peace from the earth. Right. That devil, after the 1,000 years were expired, he was loosed out of his prison. And he went out to deceive the nations. To take peace from the earth. Right? And that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Who is that talking about? Esau, Edom. Esau's blessing is a sword pursuant to Genesis chapter 27. The blessing he received from Isaac. All right? And you better believe Columbus ass used that sword, man. He greatly utilized that sword. All right? It's crazy, man. I had some fish cooking, man. It's burnt by now. It's all good. I'm going to eat it any damn way, But, hey, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm about to close out. All right, I'm going to get 2 more, and that's going to be it. And salaki to you brothers whose precepts I haven't, read. Because for the most part, a lot of times when I do these shows and when it's a specific lesson and not an open forum, I tend to, for the most part, read from the information that I have. All right, so if I'm not getting so many scriptures off the comment board, it's because I'm going into this information that I got. All right, so salaki for that. You know what I'm saying? But the water for posting. All right. Warrior for Yasharallah, Psalms 59 and 5. Thou therefore, O Yahweh, power of hosts, the power of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. So, as a dream when one awaketh, O Yahweh, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. That's in Psalm 73. When the Most High awake, meaning when he arises up in judgment by sending YAHAWASHI. That's the Lord waking up, man. He about to judge you devils, man. All right? Hey, because, for example, like when you're in the spirit world, it's like you're sleeping. When you're in the spirit world, your spirit is at rest. your spirit is sleeping, right? All right? Pretty much charging up. It's like if you're going to sleep right now, if you sleep right now, your body is charging. Your body is healing itself and it's powering up, you know? You know, in the spirit world, it powers your spirit pretty much. Your spirit rests. Then you come back to the earth, man. You know, to do whatever it is you're supposed to do. All right? So, YAHAWASHI, he's resting in the heavens, so to speak, which our power lives, man. YAHAWASHI, he's a living power under his heavenly Father, who's also a living power. All right? You know, the Most High, he the highest. But he's given our power unto his son. His son is right under him, and it's his son has all authority. All right? Under him. Okay, but pretty much, YAHAWASHI, he's rising up, and that's the Lord awakening. Okay? When YAHAWASHI come back, all right, he's going to visit the heathen. That second coming. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. So, here it is, King David, our different forefathers, man. King David, you read these Psalms, you got King David, you got Asaph, you have Ethan, you know, just different wise men in Israel that was basically praying curses on Esau. Pretty much begging YAHAWASHI, don't let these devils off the hook. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. In other words, destroy these damn Edomites. All right? Destroy them like you destroyed us. And that's righteous. You got us for all our iniquities. You got us for all our wickedness. Get them too. They don't care about you. You know, and you know what? When we pray, and that's something I got to remind myself of too, you know. Same thing when I'm praying. When we pray, we need to remind the Heavenly Father about his promise with us, you know. And to remember that these people don't care about his law. That's why they do what they're doing. See, our forefathers, when they would pray to the Most High, they wouldn't necessarily argue with the Most High, but they would plead with him, like, Lord, like, you see what they're doing? They would plead their cause, man. You know? They would plead their cause. It comes off as like an argument. It's not like an argument. You can't argue with the Most High. But I'm saying, like, you would be straightforward. That's the best way I can put it. When our forefathers prayed to YAHAWASHI, in particular dealing with the ancient world, when they were just praying to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, they were extremely direct in their prayer. And they reminded the Most High, Lord, you said that you would do this for us. You said if these people would do this, you would get them. You need to get them for this. So we need to do that, man. We need to remind the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of his son, YAHAWASHI, that he's going to get them for this, man. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Don't let them off the hook. Fuck that King Saul spirit, man. Letting King Agag slide and saving the best of the cattle. Nah, we want them all dead, man. You know? That's it. Which, like I said, I'm going to come back. You know, Jake can keep going all night, man. But I believe the point was proven. And, you know, man, brothers, exciting times, man. Exciting times. Okay? Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, Lord willing, this is edifying. Oh, yeah. Hey, brother, well, you already know somebody claimed Columbus already. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say this. If Columbus is not YAHAWASHI's personal slave, I'm pretty sure that Columbus is going to belong to one of your apostles, GreatMillStone. And I would like a piece of Columbus, you know. If who you know, whether, you know, it's the Lord's slave, whether he the Lord's slave or, you know, the apostles got him. If I could just get some licks in one day, just visit him one time. And, you know, I don't even got to necessarily be the one to inflict the pain, but if I could just see the torment. If it's a live show, we're seeing Columbus as get hit with it all, man. Whatever's going to happen to him, I would like to watch, all right? But like the brother said, man, you know somebody already claimed him, all right? Hey, you know that. Hey, that's fine. I'm with that. I'm with that, you know? Because that's a special devil. He has to be a special devil to do whatever he did, man. That's not a regular Edomite. You know, that's a supreme devil. He's somebody coming back. All right? Now, we're all somebody coming back, but I'm saying he's one of those main Edomites that did some shit in the past. Because you got a serious role. He had a serious role to do what the fuck he did, man. That wasn't no regular Edomite. Man, that could have been Alexander the Great coming. You know, we don't know. We don't know, all right? But he was a major Edomite. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that was enough. Y'all know my spirit of these live shows, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, spirit is on me to go. But I got to close this out. Jay got to get some rest, man. You know, it is what it is. I got to lay it down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to read this, and that's going to be it, because Esau about to get it. He about to get it. You know what I'm saying? So closing out on this. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And the slave trade started with Cristobal Colon. All right? And those Spanish conquistadors. All right? Conquistador means conqueror. All right? Colon and Cristobal Colon means colonizer. Colonizer. Conquerors. Conquerors. Colonizers. Basically, enslavers. Slave masters. You see? He that leadeth into captivity or slavery shall go into captivity. Slavery. Now is your turn. All right? And goddamn, I just can't wait. I can't wait till I can just get my hands on you, man. And man, I just get excited, man. I get very, very, you know, zealous in the spirit, man. Just meditating on that, you know, because like Elder Apostle Rakai said, you got to imagine it, man. When we get our hands on Esau, when we finally get these devils, they're going to be in horror, you know. Here it is, we're the Israelites, and we're not in that lower state anymore, where you can take advantage of us. We're not in that state no more. Once the Lord changes our bodies and changes our minds and makes us perfect, once the Lord raises us up and we're a nation of supermen, okay, and also superwomen, because our women, they're going to have new bodies and spiritual power, but in particular dealing with the men, because the men going to carry this out. When we finally fucking get our hands on you, man, you're going to be, you know what I'm saying? You know how it is when somebody is shocked, they got caught doing some shit, or they shocked that you seen them, you know? They didn't know that you saw them. Like, oh shit, like you was there the whole time? That's how it's going to be when we finally get Esau. They're going to be like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine a brother of the elect ripping down a damn a steel wall, all right? Well, Esau was comfortably in his damn bunker, sipping fucking English tea and drinking scotch, all right, having his damn feet rubbed or whatever, and out of nowhere, a brother ripped that goddamn door down and took his ass and chained him up, man. You know? Choking his ass, holding his ass up. That's what's about to happen to Esau, all right? So, great time, brothers. Esau about to get it, okay? And he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Remember that, all right? Columbus said he didn't want to put his sword down, okay? So guess what? We ain't going to put our sword down, man. Scripture say, cursed be he that holdeth back his sword from blood, roughly paraphrasing, all right? Which begins with the spiritual sword. All right? You're supposed to be swinging the sword right now, man. We at war. We're in battle. Swing this spiritual sword, man. All right? But also it's going to physically manifest. All right? Psalm chapter 149. A two-edged sword is going to be in the saints' hands. All right? So that's it, man. Lord willing, is edifying. All right? As always, man, I don't think it's going to be this long, but the Spirit does it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what can you do? All right? You can't resist the Spirit, man. I wouldn't feel right. You know, so Lord willing, we almost home. Lord will, it's not going to be another fucking Columbus Day. And for those of y'all that celebrate this shit, it was whack as fuck anyway. I don't know how the fuck you celebrated it when shit ain't popping like it was in America. Okay? Ain't nothing to celebrate. You better celebrate Halloween. It's going to be dead as fuck. Okay? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Not to mention they're going to do it anyway. But let them have it, man. Let them have this shit, man. And it's funny, too, showing you the witchcraft in this society. All right? Here it is. Esau already mandated mask wearing for the sake of the coronavirus so you won't get COVID. But here it is, Halloween coming up. Now you got all the reason to wear a fucking mask. You see how the witchcraft just goes deep, man. You know? You see how deep that shit go? You know what I'm saying? But people don't give a damn. You still gonna celebrate that shit. All right, you're gonna turn around and celebrate all this other paganism. But you can have it, man. Lord will, it's the last year for that shit. All right? Lord will, next year we in the kingdom, man. All right, so I hope this was edifying. We almost out here, brothers. Esau about to push that chip. He gonna push that chip, and he gonna go all in with this new world order. But we at the end of it. So with that, Barakatah Yahawah, by Hashem YAHAWASHI, by Hashem RAWCHAA QADASH. Double honor to our apostles and elders, GreatMillStone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Yahawah, by Hashem YAHAWASHI, by Hashem RAWCHAA QADASH. Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha. Abad Babal. Abad Babal, destroy Babylon. Abad Babal, Abad Babal, Abad Babal. Abad Adawamium, destroy Esau. Abad Gawiyam, destroy the nations. Abad Ayebinawa, destroy our enemies. Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, Tawab.